Hey, welcome back to our channel. It's
Hey,
Candy
and Kai.
and today we wanted to talk a little bit about trust and communication in a relationship and why it's important. We want to first of all, just thank all of y'all for being loyal supporters
We
of our
appreciate
channel.
you. Yes.
We have read so much positivity on our channel and just good things on our channel, and we really appreciate that. And that brings us into this video. So a lot of comments are they love us as a couple, they love us, and they just want to know, how do you make it work? How do you make it work so long? What's the secret? And again, it's the trust and communication. I'm gonna let Bae start the conversation because she's really good on this topic.
I guess for me, I think the number one thing is no matter how hard the conversation is, you just have to have that conversation. Communication is the number one thing. Like, no matter how old you are, no matter if you have an age gap relationship, if you're a man and woman, woman and woman, whatever, communication is key. And also, being the person that's the receiver, you want to make sure that, whatever it is that your partner is telling you, you are open to receive it. And it might not be something that you want to be comfortable with at that moment, but you have to consider the fact that, my mate is telling me this, and, I appreciate the fact that you thought enough of me to talk to me about even the hard things.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of hard things. I think that in a relationship, is especially if it's someone that you value, and it should definitely be someone you value, and you should value their opinion. And their opinion as the person, you have to think about it, and I have to think about it like this. This is the person that spends the most unfiltered raw time around you. I mean, you can go out and put on a good face for your family, for your friends, for everything, but your mate that you live with is only but so much that they're not meeting that representative anymore. And it's not even about, I kind of hate that term because it's like making you phony or whatever, but it's the nature of what people do.
Right.
We don't want to go and pour all of our bullshit and our negativity into our friends and our family and stuff like that. But in our homes, you let it all hang out. And who sees all of that? Your mate sees all of that. So they're able to assess and to think about, hey, you should change this quality or you should change that quality. I think it's especially important with women, the trust and the communication, because think about it, as women, we have women's intuition. So we already have it in our mind what we think something is. And sometimes it can run a little wild because sometimes we can't be correct with it. But we have that feeling. So I think more so even in lesbian relationships, period.
Right.
That you have to have a lot of trust and you have to have a lot of communication about how you feel. You have to
be mindful that this other person is a woman just like you. This other I don't care how dominant that person might be. Even if you're dealing with a stud, it's a stud and femme situation. This stud is still a woman at heart, no matter how hard this stud acts. So you want to keep in mind that we are women. We all have the same kind of feelings.
And we get to, in a way, have a dual relationship where I feel like, this is my girlfriend, but this is also like my friend too. So, this is like I get my nails done with. This is what I go to shopping with. This is what I ask for fashion tips with. Simple things that I would do with my girlfriends, I do with her as well. So it builds a different type of relationship or something, kind of like with your best friend. I mean, your best friend can look at you and know when you lying, when she just give you that look like, I know you lying, like tell me all of it. That's eventually how you should be with your girlfriend. So do you think that in instances where, how do you get to the point where it's easy to tell the hard truths?
I think that first of all, it has to matter to you. Not everybody that you are going to be in a relationship with, you're going to feel like y'all want to give the hard truth to. You have to meet that person who makes you want and desire a relationship with them indefinitely. That makes you say, it's nothing out here that's worth me losing you. So why would I lie to you? Like, I'm just going to just tell you the truth. I'd rather us talk it through, work it out, opposed to me lying and then I stand a chance of losing you. So if you mean that much to me, I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm just going to tell the truth. It just makes more sense.
Okay. For me, definitely telling the hard truths has really been a big part of being with you. Like, Kai is one of the most blunt and most honest people that I know. And this is a lot coming from me as an Aries. The first thing people always tell me is I'm super blunt and I'm super honest and to the point. And Kai is very much that way as well. She may say it in more than likely in a way more gentle or sweeter way than I do.
Yeah.
You know, that's something I'm working on. But she's just very honest and very raw, and she always comes up with good ideas and solutions and everything like that. She always communicates to me, and she really taught me how to be a better communicator. Like, I even said before on this channel that I would do things like just go off and not tell anybody. And I didn't think that that was a really big deal.
Right.
Because I was so used to just being kind of the leader of the pack as the oldest of all my siblings, with the exception of one. So I didn't have to answer to anybody. I just went off and I did things. So I think it's more something like my mom, she shared something. And she was like, she respects people that they have to call up, their husband, or they have to call up their wife, and they just have to ask, is this okay? Let me run this thing by them. And it's not about asking because she is my mom and I have to ask for permission. It's just about that inclusion of including her in my life. You get what I'm saying? So no, she can't determine ultimately, where I go, the friends I keep, just like that. I can't do the same thing for her. But it's just about communicating with her and communicating in a way where it doesn't feel like this is an authority figure. And I think you have to let that go to be a good communicator. You have to let that go, that this is not your authority figure, but this is someone that you're opening up to be in your life. And if you open it up to be in your life in all the other ways, you have to be open 100%.
Not only that, if you don't feel like your mate got your back like that, she knows that I'm not going to tell her anything that's going to hurt her, put her in harm's way. I'm not going to have no conversations about her behind her back, even when we're going through something. Like, that's just not what you do. So if you are with somebody and you don't feel like they got your back 100%, then you might need to rethink if this is the person for you. Yeah,
exactly. And if you can't be honest with them 100%, and you can't, we have told each other the hard, what Deanna said, the raw dog truth.
Yeah.
That hard truth.
I've been speechless, but I've been speechless.
But I feel that each time it has made our bond closer and unbreakable. And there's nothing that anyone can say, because you don't even know the half of the pillow talks that we have with each other, and the things that we are able to discuss, and we're able to discuss freely and openly and without judgment. And that's another thing. You have to be without judgment. Without judgment to be a good communicator and to be a good person that people want to communicate to. Because if a person always feels judged by you, even in your relationship, they naturally don't want to communicate with you. So you have to think outside of the scope of what you saw for the relationship, what you think about, and just this other person.
Yeah. You just got to be very mindful also of your reaction. So if you do happen to want this kind of relationship where you can be completely honest with your mate, and you feel like your relationship is going somewhere, just keep in mind that you have to put on a good face even when you don't want to have a good face, because you're going to hear some things you might not want to hear. But if you just go off every time that person coming to you and telling you XYZ, then they're going to feel like, well, I can't even talk to you, because you're going to get upset every time I say, what's on my heart or what's on my mind.
And that's where it starts to feel like an authoritative figure.
Yeah, and so you want to just be careful about how you respond and how you react, because that's essentially what you asked for. You asked for the person to be honest and open with you, and now that they are, you want to get upset. You don't have that right, because they're doing exactly what you asked them to do, so you shouldn't get mad. That's just them another conversation, to the point where maybe you guys have to figure out how can we make both people happy in this situation. Like, what do we have to do to make this work? But otherwise, you You just gotta be open. You just do, or it's just not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So we see this video is running on 10 minutes, so we don't want to keep too much of your time. We really hope that this video does help a lot of people out there if you're having issues with trust and communication. Also, please note that it is a day-by-day process. We never want to sit here and pretend like we are this picture perfect.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
Couple. No. We argue, we fight down to the nitty gritty, and we
work it out.
Yeah. We get through it, we push through it, we figure out, and it always matters. Her happiness matters to me, and I know that my happiness matters to her.
Right.
So those things and those components is what keeps it ultimately going. Just keep that trust and that communication there, and I really think that it can make any relationship thrive.
Yeah, it can. It'll make it so much better. So, just try that. And most importantly, go into the relationship wanting to make that other person happy. And you should want to be with somebody whose goal is to make you happy. Because if you are trying your hardest to make this person happy and they are trying their hardest to make you happy, it's going to be a working relationship.
Exactly. I even saw a quote, and it says, like, marriage and relationships are a sacrifice, 100% sacrifice. And if you don't know what that means, look it up, get the true definition of it. You sacrifice your happiness a lot because the other person should be sacrificing their happiness for you as well. And we'll end it on that note. Thank y'all so much for watching. We do hope y'all subscribe to the channel. Anything else?
Thanks for watching. And more to come.
Are you still camera shy?
I am still camera shy. I'm
She'll get through it though.
But
thanks for watching, y'all. We love y'all so much for watching. We'll see y'all in the next video.